Hey, welcome back to Kitchen Science. So today we're going to do an update on our seed starting. So our sunflowers, pumpkins, and then some freshly planted basil, and then some corn here. Hey, welcome back to Kitchen Science. So it's been 2 days since we seeded the sunflowers and pumpkins, and it's time to water them just a little bit because again there's no holes in the cups. So I have a little protein scooper. Use it whatever you have, but you want it kind of damp. So you see there is some moisture in there. I'm going to just a little bit of water to kind of get it. A little bit more so you can see. You kind of see where it's wet but not like soggy. And the ones with the paper towels are going to go dry a little bit sooner than the ones without. So the ones with paper towels, you want to make sure you check those a little bit more often. So you just put a little bit of water in there. You don't need a whole bunch. And then the ones with paper towels, if you touch it, paper towel's still kind of damp on this one, so that's good. Add just a little bit. For this one, it's a little bit dry, and you can kind of see sprouts. Let's see if you zoom in. See a little sprout? That's kind of cool. Let's see what the pumpkin's doing. Pumpkin's not sprouting yet. Get a little bit of water. So you can feel this kind of dry. But then you look here on the other side. You can see that there's moisture in there. So you want to touch it. And you want it damp. You don't want it soggy. Just a little bit. So you have to watch these a little bit more because, again, there's no holes in the bottom of it, and because you're inside and you just kind of want to watch the progress. It'd be nice to chart this out. So what I'm going to do later on is kind of put down observations. So this is day 2, and the sunflowers have already started germinating. So it's like a little one. It's right there. Little piece right there. So that's it. I'll do updates on this as the I guess when the pumpkins start to germinate, but they haven't yet. So I guess every 2 days I'm gonna come back and give them another little protein scoop of water, but not the whole scoop. So I guess like a tablespoon each one of them, because you want it moist, but you don't want it like wet. Yeah. You can't see anything yet. But when these start growing, they're going to really take off. Alright. Hey, welcome back. So this is an update on the seeds we're starting. These are 2 sunflowers. It's been, I think, maybe 5 days. Hasn't been too long. And you look here on the side, where you can actually you can see it really well, the germination. So that's why I wanted to put in paper towels so you can actually see like what's going on. And I have one pumpkin. It's actually germinating a little bit faster than the other ones. You can see the root system. So pumpkins put out a lot of roots. So you'll see, I'll explain when it happens, but this one probably become root bound quickly. So the roots are going to wrap around the container probably in the next few days, and it's going to pretty much outgrow this container. So I have some extra potting soil, so I'm going to transfer it to another pot just to keep it indoors. This one hasn't done too much here. You can see the seeds are still on there, the sunflowers. So putting paper towels on there is really nice to kind of watch the progress. And the pumpkins haven't done too much. So I think I eventually may put the pumpkin seeds inside the soil. But that's it. Once they start making more leaves, I'll make another update. Yeah, so the ones actually sprouted, I moved them to the windowsill so they can get stronger light. You can see this one here. It's starting to get its real leaves, the second set of leaves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the weaker of the two out. So I'm going to let them grow up for a little bit. And I'm going to remove the weaker of the two so that just one will take over the pot. And here's the pumpkins. The pumpkins, once they start growing, they start growing. So you can see this, the roots all in the glass or in the cup. And put some water in there. But it's really putting down roots. So this may actually get planted in a bucket when it gets fruit bound, which is going to be really, really, really soon. So another thing here I want to show is that when you're dealing with biology or plants, anything that's living, everything varies. Right? So all 5 of these they were planted on the same day, but you can see this one really took off. You have tons of roots. Here, nothing. Here, nothing. You know, nothing here. You have like the seed here just starting to germinate. So you gotta be patient when you're growing things. Just because one takes off doesn't mean the rest of them will. And you know, 1 or 2 may never germinate. They may just decompose in the cup or something. First we'll go over the sunflowers that we planted earlier. So these are the sunflowers that are planted with the paper towel liners, and then the ones without. And this is what I meant earlier about being careful with the paper towel liners, is that sometimes if the dirt is lower than paper towel liner, then it may dry out the seeds. So off camera I'm going to go through and cut those down. And because sunflowers put down such big taproots, and taproots that's the root that just goes straight down to support the plant when it grows up. Because sunflowers, they can range from like 2 feet tall to about 6 feet tall. So once these get a little bit bigger, I'm going to remove the weaker of the 2 plants, and then just focus on the stronger of the 2 plants. But keeping paper towel in there is a good way to kind of study the roots. So you see like that long root here, that's the taproot. And you can't really see it when it's planted right in the middle of the dirt. Here are the pumpkins. So I chose pumpkins because they grow really quickly. So all these were planted on the same day, and this is the pumpkin. This pumpkin is almost root bound in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replant this in another pot and then move that over to the window just to see how big I can get it. Here's another one where it's just now starting to sprout. And these last 2 pumpkins, this one hasn't done much of anything. This one neither. But this last pumpkin, I kind of went and pushed the paper towel a little bit. It's already started to germinate. So you can kind of see that there. So plants germinate at different rates. So don't expect because you see one, growing nice, that the rest of them will. And this one's actually kind of leggy. This was called leggy. That is reaching for the sun. So there's not enough sun for it. But it's fall right now, so it's not a lot of sun outside. So in the spring, I'm gonna go back and replant everything to do like I guess outdoor gardening. Pumpkins. So what I meant by you can use any containers. This is a pickle jar, and this is an old flower vase, and there's corn growing in there. And this is corn from our last harvest, which wasn't the best of corn. I think it's corn. No, I think it's cilantro. Maybe cilantro. We'll see once it grows up. That's why it's important to label it. Cutting that piece out. And then at the end we have our basil. So the basil hasn't sprouted yet. Some things take about a week or two to actually start germinating. So this is basil that's in an old tomato can, and just in these 2 cups. So I'll see how long it takes for these to actually start sprouting. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. Be on the lookout for new content. Thanks.